The rich just keep getting richer. John Lynch and the San Francisco 49ers saw what John Snyder and the Seattle Seahawks did by acquiring Leonard Williams. So they said, you know what? We need to make a move too. And they went and got Chase Young, Nicholas John Bosa, Javon Hargrave, Eric Armstead. Oh my. Chase Young. I mean, the rich just keep getting richer. Then you got Randy Gregory. Then you got Drake Jackson. They got to start getting home. They got to start getting home because there's too much talent on that D-line to not get home. There's a number 1 pick on that D-line. There's a number 2 pick on that D-line. There's a number 17 pick on that D-line. Number 89 pick. And Javon Hargraves is one of the highest paid D tackles in the game. Woo! They're rearing up. They're roaring up for down the stretch. And so are the Seattle Seahawks. The Seattle Seahawks are leading that division right now, and their defense is playing the best they have played in years. And Leonard Williams makes them even better. This NFC West is no joke on the defensive line. Good luck. But stick with me because I got a special guest joining me today, my guy, Austin Ekeler. Stay tuned. For a limited time, Verizon customers can get Netflix and NFL Plus for just $25 a month with Plus Play. That's $120 of annual savings. Plus Play is a platform where Verizon customers can shop, manage, and save on subscriptions you already love, like Netflix and NFL Plus. With NFL Plus Premium, you get access to live games on mobile, NFL Red Zone, NFL Network, and more. Just go to Verizon.com/plus play to bundle and save on Netflix and NFL Plus today for a limited time only. Welcome back to the Richard Sherman podcast. We got a very special guest, my guy, Austin Ekeler, fantasy football legend. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing well, brother. Thanks for having me back on, man.
No, anytime, man. It's great to see you. How you been?
Likewise. Healthy? Been great, man. Yeah, getting back healthy. You know how this game is. I always say recovering. You know, after a game, that's just what it is. You know, it is like you feel bumps up, bruises. But as long as there's nothing that's impeding your play, all right, let's do it.
No question. You guys got a little bit different this year. You had a change. That offensive coordinator, Kellen Moore, came in. How different has it been with him at the helm?
Definitely different than Joe Lombardi. Just how we're utilizing some of our guys, you know, Keenan. I think he's been moved around a lot more and he's expressed that, and that's really shown up. He's back in his element. So I think he's appreciative of that as well. And then, you know, finally got me going to the screen game this last week. So that felt good. So, hopefully that's something that we continue to build on. You know, is me getting even more healthy and getting back into my element as well. So we've had some injuries too. Mike Williams, our guy, went down. Man, we were throwing it up to him. He was making his plays, and so I think Kellen's done a great job putting us in positions to win and giving us a chance to win games. And that's really all you can ask for from a coordinator.
Well, it's been an incredible journey for you. Western State University, undrafted, 7th year in the National Football League. No D1 offers. How has this journey been, and what advice would you have to the younger Austin Ekeler?
Yeah, man, the journey has been, you know, more than I would ever expected. But the thing is, I've always really been in the moment, lived in the moment. And I think I've been able to earn the opportunities that have been put in front of myself because I've been so focused on the time and the opportunity that I have at hand. And that would kind of play into my advice that I would give to the younger generation or people that are trying to just put themselves in a better position in life and in anything really, is that the opportunity that you're going to earn is probably going to be based off of the efforts that you're putting in right now. It might not be directly, it might not even be the opportunity that you were looking for. For example, I was going into the business world. That's where I wanted to be. I wanted to be in some sort of business field to get my capital up and then get into real estate. And so I was going to go into oil and gas, and I was using football to pay for my school, and I was playing football and going to school, and that's all I really focused on. And for me, ended up giving me an opportunity. It was like, hey, you're doing this football thing well enough where you can get an opportunity to go play in the National Football League. Wasn't even thinking about the National Football League, right? I'm thinking about this other path, and kind of popped up out of nowhere because it was a result of the effort that I was putting in. So make sure you focus on the now and realize the opportunity that you have now is what's going to lead you to the next one.
That's really great advice. And I'm sure, I hope guys are heeding it and take it to heart, because that's incredible advice. You've been with the Chargers your entire career. You got the chance to play with Phillip Rivers, and now
Yeah.
you get the chance to play with Justin Herbert. I mean, they seem like, from the outside looking in, two totally different ends of the spectrum.
Yeah.
Phillip is crazy,
Yeah.
trash talking,
Oh yeah.
country, all kind of stuff. And Justin just looks like he's cool, laid back, like,
Mhm.
can play the game, but definitely, how different are they?
Yeah, and my experience coming in with Philip was, I think he was in year like 15 or 16 at the time. So this is like a vet, and at the quarterback position. So this guy, he used to pull up like old tape from a coordinator back in 2007 and be like, hey, they brought this blitz against us. This is the call for that, just in case they get in this formation or I see this look. Like the mental capacity that this man had for seeing the defense and understanding. He would know if they are lined up wrong, and things like that. He'd be yelling them like, you're supposed to be over here. And he's yelling. That's how he talked trash. He didn't necessarily like cuss you out or anything, but he would just insult your play style or your positioning or your technique. And yeah, man was a fiery type of guy. And now coming into Justin, the mental capacity's definitely been growing there. He's been growing into that role. I'm so proud of him for that, because there's a huge upside that you can have to the quarterback position once you figure out how to run the offense, where you're calling the formations, you're checking it, right? You're seeing the protections. You can do the ID points. Like, that's a whole thing. We've had Corey Lindsley, our veteran center, who's really been helping Justin kind of supplement that type of his game, but Justin's really been finally getting to it in year 4. But a guy that can move. Philip wasn't as mobile.
Right.
Justin can run, and he's got that big arm too. He can sling it 60 yards. Philip was more of a dice you down. He doesn't really have that big arm ability. And so it's been a huge difference, but nonetheless, so fun to play with both those guys.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Now, throughout your career, fantasy has developed tremendously, and I'm sure there's you get a lot of positive messages about fantasy football leagues that you've helped people win over the
Right.
years. And a lot of players kind of get frustrated with hearing about this, but not you. You've embraced it. Talk about that journey and
so I embraced it in a different way. I'm not in a sense like, oh my God, fantasy is the best thing ever. But what I do love about fantasy is that it brings more eyes to the game, right? It brings people together, which helps us indirectly, right? Where it's like, hey,
Right.
more people are watching, people are betting, people are buying our jerseys. I got a lot of Austin Ekeler fans that don't even watch the Chargers, but they got me on their fantasy team. And so those are the aspects that I love about it. I'm not like giving you sleeper picks and this is who's good, who's not. I could care less about that. I don't have time to be diving into that. So what I love about fantasy is that it brings people together, and it brings people around our sport, which helps us. And so I take it from that standpoint, and not necessarily, where it's like, I just love playing the fantasy and the sports betting and things like that. I just think it's helped. And as brings so many more opportunities to the NFL for us as players that we can take advantage of, and we'll continue to, because right, it's helping so many other people in a different way now.
I mean, the same can be said about Taylor Swift and what's happening in Kansas
That
City.
is very true, man. How do you feel about this, man? Like, I have my mixed feelings. I feel like it's a good thing, just because it's like a new splash for the media anyway. For us, we could care less as players. Like, it is what it is. But for media and bringing new people in, I think it's, hey, use it while it's there.
Yeah, I say it's great for the game. It's bringing more eyes, a new audience, some new fans.
Yeah.
There's little girls who would never have turned on a football game, watching football with their dads because
Right.
Taylor Swift's at the game. So look, I'm not mad at that at all. If we gotta deal with a few sightings of Taylor Swift during the game, that don't bother me none. The game is still going on. So it's all about growing the game and growing the audience. And I think that's what's happening when she's at games. And Travis is healthy. I mean, Travis is happy. I'm happy.
For sure. And maybe it's a movement. We have a lot of celebrities out in our games out in LA. Maybe it's a time. Hey, let's start doing some collaborations with these people, right? Start opening our audience up. I think there's room for it.
That's it. There's definitely room for it. And there's room for the running back market to finally get some respect, man. I know you had your talks in the offseason about, it was a lot of running back talk this offseason.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about that situation and just how things are playing out for the running backs in the National Football League?
Yeah, one thing that was really important for us, just as a group, was to make sure we voiced our opinion, because there was a narrative that was getting driven by, outsourced media, not necessarily coming from us. And we wanted to get together and get a message. And really the message that came out of that was we're pissed off because we have guys that are making an impact that aren't getting contracts. And it wasn't even, sure, you could say it's the running backs because that's the position that it was happening to at the time with the franchise tags, but it was just more so looking at the player as an individual. Like, this is an impact player. So, usually when you're an impact player, you're going to get some type of deal, not put on a 1-year deal and like, let's bet it and put all the liability back on the player. And so we were just unappreciative of that. And then the next piece of that was, hey, let's go out there and keep balling out. Let's keep making an impact and show these guys like, yeah, you need us on your teams. And those were the two things that came out of, the talks from that, was the narrative and then making sure that we're staying true. And then everyone has their own scenario, right? Whether you're trying to hold out or whether you're going to go and participate, that's on you. But those two things we could be, together on. And so going forward, obviously we see Jonathan Taylor get his contract. We know what type of player he is and the impact he has on the Colts offense. And so that's one of those like, okay, good. Our guys got rewarded. Like, that's what we want to see, not just from not from the running back position, but from all positions. Guys that impact. I don't care what position you play. If you make an impact and you are, a pillar in the offense, I don't care if you play guard, tackle, DB, regardless, it doesn't matter. If you're an impact player, you should be compensated for that. And so was happy to see that. I want to see more because we have a lot of guys coming up this year. It's going to be interesting what happens in the running back market here, Sherm, because you got me, you got Derrick Henry, you got, all the guys that just got franchise tagged. Those three guys.
Saquon, Josh
Jacobs, Tony Paul, all of us, Aaron Jones, Joe Mixon. Like, we're all going to be out there. We're all going to be out there. And so that's kind of the older group. We all came in together. And so we're all still fighting for, how it is. We're still fighting for spots to show that we still got it. Raheem, I think he's signed maybe at 1 or 2, but yeah, man, it's going to be interesting what plays out in this running back market. I'm excited for it.
It's going to be really interesting. I didn't even think about how many guys are coming into free agency at the same time.
Kamara, yep. Another one.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Sheesh.
Yep.
This is going to be, it's going to be, I can't wait to see that. That's going to be an offseason storyline, no question.
Who are the pretenders and who are the contenders? We're more than halfway through the NFL season, but DraftKings Sportsbook is still pumping out unbeatable offers every single game day. New customers can bet just $5 on anything to get $200 instantly in bonus bets. DraftKings isn't stopping there. All customers can take advantage of a sweetener offer every game day this fall. Get in on the football action with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Download the app now and use code Richard. New customers can bet just $5 on anything to get $200 instantly in bonus bets. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook with code Richard. The crown is yours.
Okay, football season is finally here. And here's one thing every fan should know. You can get anything you need for game day delivered with Uber Eats. Well, almost anything. Because no, you can't get your dream running back for your fantasy team delivered with Uber Eats. But flapjacks, baby back ribs, and a cold 6-pack? Yeah, you can definitely get those. Great pass protection? That's a no. Great pizza selection from your favorite places? Yes. Championship defense? No. Deodorant? Yep. A well-executed fake punt? No. Delicious fresh produce? Yes. Game-clinching turnovers? No. But pastry turnovers? You know, the kind with delicious apple filling? Oh, yeah. Because that's groceries. And get those delivered with Uber Eats, too, along with food from your favorite restaurants and other essentials. And the best part? You can get it all without missing a second of action on your TV. So this football season, stay planted on your couch and get anything, well, almost anything you need for game day by ordering on the Uber Eats app. Uber Eats, the official on-demand delivery partner of the NFL. Order now. Alcohol in selected markets. Product availability may vary by region. See app for details. What made you want to play running back growing up?
Yeah, that's a great question. Actually, I've always, well, not always, my first ever, like a little random story. I played flag football my first year of football, and I played left guard, and it was a pass play. This is before you really understand the concept of football, and it's a pass play. So what do? I go out for the pass. I'm left guard. I'm supposed to block. I don't know what I'm doing. I forgot how old I was, like 6, 7 years old, where it's like you're trying to like herd cats, out there on the field.
Right.
And so I go out and I catch the ball for a touchdown. And I take it as a left guard. The refs, who knows, it's probably some, high school kid doing a summer job or whatever. And so there's no flag or anything. And then after that, I always played receiver, running back, and then just kind of honed in at running back, because you know how it is in high school where it's like your best player is probably going to play running back or quarterback, and you just got to give them the ball as much as you can, if maybe receiver, if you got a good quarterback. But we didn't necessarily have like a best quarterback. So it was just, hey, Austin, here, we're just going to hand it to you, just run. And, I was scoring 5-6 touchdowns a game, and that kind of lasted through high school. And I actually had colleges that were reaching out to me, and I had, like you said at the very beginning, no D1 offers, but I had some D2s that were like, hey, we want to bring you on, turn you into an athlete, like see where you can fit in, maybe play DB, maybe play corner. And I was like, I've always played running back. So that's where all of my commitment has been. That's where all my skills have been developed in. I want to play running back. And Western State, sure enough, came to me, said, hey, our guy just graduated. You can come compete for a spot at running back with us. And so that's why I kind of ended up staying there.
I love that. That's awesome. So this is going to be a question. You grew up in a farm?
Yeah.
In Colorado.
Yeah.
Now you're in LA. What kind of transition is that? What has that transition been like?
Yeah, man, I have a pretty broad perspective of life because of those two instances, where, early in my years, like when I was 13, was a bull rider, growing up in the country life, on a small, plot of land out in Colorado, had some livestock, had, a few head of horses, chickens. So, and my mom's ex-husband, husband at the time, was a fence builder. So he used to build barbed wire fence for a living. That was his company. And so he would always be gone. So I would be home, and I had all the responsibility for taking care of all the animals, feeding them, watering them, breaking ice in the winter, all of that. And so that was what I grew up around. It was just straight up, just hard work, manual labor all the time. And then during the summers, I'd be going to like sports camps, and then we'd be going, and these miles of fence that we'd be building, it was like for the railroad, or it'd be for, state highways. And so it'd be like 25 miles of barbed wire fence. And these are not like small jobs. Like we're out there all summer. And this man, as toxic as he was one of the hardest workers I've ever met. This man, he didn't allow any walking. You ran, you jogged, and we cranked out miles of fence. And growing up in that environment all the way until I graduated, like my perspective of like hard work and like when we get after it was a lot different than, some of my teammates that I was around. When it was like, it's time to work hard, it was different for Austin Ekeler than it was for some of these other guys.
No question. And I'm sure that's still true.
Yeah, exactly. And it goes off the field as well, right? It's not just through football. I can, express my hard work and my mentality in other forms. Like my business mind is still with me, as I was telling you about. And, it's kind of stayed with me and kind of made who I am. But now I come out into LA, where there's so much opportunity, where there's a lot more people, you can really build a community around things, where it's a lot slower living back in Colorado in the ranch life, because my closest neighbor is a mile away. I got to drive 25 miles into school. I'm not hanging out at your house on the weekends. I'm at home, by myself, usually, taking care of the animals or watching TV and playing video games in my room. That's kind of the lifestyle I grew up in, kind of a solitary lifestyle. Kind of shows kind of through my personality, if you ever get to know me. Why I'm quiet. I call myself I'm like an extroverted introvert, or I'm like really to myself, unless I have something I'm passionate about, then I'll stand up and be about it. But yeah, so then coming into LA, man, it's really blossomed my opportunities, and obviously being a part of the NFL, which is a huge platform that can open a lot of doors in itself. And pairing my personality with that has really, I've immersed myself in these opportunities and continue to blossom them, not only on the field, but off the field. So it's been pretty special. That's awesome.
I mean, it's a great place. I'm from LA, so I've never known the farm life, but I know LA.
Man, like I remember, like during the winters, like we would look forward to elk hunting. Like we go elk hunting during the fall, right? And we had our horses, so we wouldn't, like, people like take 4-wheelers and stuff. We're going horseback. Like we're going in, we got 5 horses with us. Some have saddlebags on. We're hiking up in the mountains in Steamboat, Colorado. And we're going to get ourselves an elk. We'll get an elk, go butcher it. Right. We'll chop it up.
Pioneers.
Yeah. Straight up pioneer stuff, man. That's the life I grew up in. That's what we did every fall. We're going elk hunting, and you'd clean the elk, you throw it up the hind quarters back over the saddlebags of the horses, and you take it down the mountain. And it's like things like that I grew up around. Like we shoot rabbits on our farm and like eat them for like lunch, and like it's like basically like chicken. And so it's like it's a very different lifestyle than being in LA. I tell you that.
Like, do your friends back home like that grew up with you like look at you like, hey, yo, you didn't win soft. You ain't the same as you used to be.
If I did play in the NFL, they'd probably be saying that. Yeah, for sure.
Do you ever go back and go shoot elk or rabbits or anything?
I haven't been back. Since I've left. And maybe it's because, that lifestyle has continued to lead me a little bit. I changed, man. I realized that, hey, maybe this lifestyle isn't for me, going into the hunting season and all that. But hey, I'll still sit on a bucket on the ice and do some ice fishing. I'd recommend that for anybody. So yeah, that's what I will get. That part still lives within me.
If we ever get into like an apocalyptic situation, you're gonna know how to take care of yourself. I see.
Oh yeah, for sure. Living out in the woods, yeah, we set up a hut. I can get a fire going. We'll get it. We'll survive. What's the song? There's a song, "Country Boy Will Survive." It stands true.
No question. Are your parents and everybody? Is your mom still out there?
Yeah. My mom is like my support now. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Is she with you now, or is she in Colorado?
Oh, she's back in Colorado still. So she's still
at the farm.
No. So. Yeah. After I graduated, there was a divorce, and they split ways, and now she's in the civilized land with people and there's in the neighborhood, out there. Yeah. So there's this place, it's Briggsdale, Colorado. That's where we lived. It was like a population of 108, and so I didn't end up going to that school. I went to the town that was bigger, which was 4,000, right next to us. But out here, it's ranches, man. Like we had 80 acres, which sounds like a lot, but really it was in Colorado, it's just dirt. And I mean, we're around thousands of acre ranches around us. And that's kind of the lifestyle that it was out there.
So 108 people, every single person. You got to know every single person.
Yeah, exactly. I knew them. I knew the families. We grew up together. We played all sports together. Like we played baseball together. Then we go into, basketball. We go to track, football, wrestling. We did everything together. I knew everyone. We go over to each other's houses. Like it was that like typical small town, vibe.
Did y'all win any championships? Because I know you had like leagues, like little leagues. You went around and played everybody else.
No, we had a group of studs for sure. And I didn't keep playing baseball, but that group went and played baseball, and they won a bunch of championships. We didn't win any in football. We always only lost one game every year, and it was in the playoffs. Unfortunately, I know. It would always be 11-0, and then we get to the playoffs and we come up short. But hey, ended up working out for me.
It worked out great for you. Well, I got a trivia question for you.
Ooh, trivia. Okay.
This is football trivia.
Okay, so a quick story about my football. I didn't start watching the NFL. Like I told you, I was going into business. Like that's where my mind's at. Like I want to grow. I want to bring impact to people in the way of building tools. Like I'm a builder. I've been building for my whole life. So I didn't start watching the NFL till my junior year of college, when my coach was coming to me and was like, hey, like you might be able to play in the next level. I'm the first guy from my school to ever go to the NFL. So I've never seen NFL scouts on campus. There's never been a pro day on my campus. This NFL thing is like a foreign like entity. Like I don't even know what the heck's going on. I grew up watching bull riding. Like Chris Shivers, look him up. He was the guy I was looking up to, man. This guy was a world champion bull rider. I wanted to be so I was in a whole different world. So we'll see if I can handle some NFL trivia.
Okay. Chris Shivers. I'm gonna have to look that guy up. That's a trivia question. Who did Austin Ekeler idolize growing up?
Right.
Chris Shivers.
That's a good one. Yeah, for sure.
On Sunday, you became the fourth player in the Super Bowl era with 30+ rushing touchdowns and 30+ receiving touchdowns. Who are the other three?
30 rushing and 30 receiving. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Are any of those still actively playing?
None actively playing.
Oh God. One
of them
is
was
Emmitt Smith. One of them?
No, he's not. Good guess though.
Wow. Barry Sanders?
No, sir. He is not.
Wow. I'm trying to think of guys that might have caught the ball.
Yeah, there were some great running backs that ran it well and caught it well.
Yeah.
Trying to think of a hint I can give you.
What about Priest Holmes?
No, sir.
Adrian Peterson one?
No, sir.
Oh, Eric Dickerson?
Cowles. No, but they played on the same. Well, he played for the same organization as Eric Dickerson did. One of them did.
Okay, you're gonna have to help me out, man.
Okay, all right. Greatest show on turf. Hey, I need you to know that one.
Hold. I've heard it before.
You've heard it before.
Sure, I just told you, damn it. Chris Shivers, bro.
Marshall Faulk.
Marshall Faulk. Yeah, okay. I know who Marshall Faulk is. That's who you're saying. Yeah, played on the same team. Played for the Rams. Yeah.
Greatest show on turf.
Okay. I'm getting exposed here. All right, who's the next one?
Brian Westbrook.
Okay. Seahawks, right?
No, Eagles.
Oh, Eagles. Okay. Wait, I think I played with him in 2007 Madden, way back in the day.
There you go. There you go. And he was a great receiving back and running back, and James Brooks. So that one I wouldn't have expected you to get. But Marshall Faulk, I thought you had a shot at.
Thanks for having faith in me, man. Thanks.
I just try to believe in you.
Hey, I gave you the backstory of where I'm from, man. I'm out killing elk in the fall. That's what we're doing. I wasn't watching football.
During the 2000s, you were climbing up the mountain, killing elk, cleaning it. Oh man,
different life, man. Different lifestyle.
That's definitely a different life. Well, I appreciate you joining me, brother. If you got any questions for me, I'm all ears. But otherwise, I know it's your off day. You got to get some rest. You got a big game coming up. So I don't want to hold you up too much.
Awesome. Keep crushing it, Sherman. I'm proud of you, man. Thanks for having me on, brother.
I appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. All love.
Awesome. All right, bro.